Today we're on Harvard campus, about a block away where I used to live about 6 or 7 years ago. And I always ask for questions in the comments in my YouTube videos, and some of the questions are really great. However, some of the questions are a little bit off. I call these the questions that are kind of the wrong questions. And I wanted to go over a series of 5 of such questions and answer them in the best way I can, and also hopefully inspire you to ask the right questions. So the first question I wanted to go over is from someone who asked me, how do you handle it when you offer value, yet the one it is addressed to gets in your face about it, doesn't want the value that you're offering to them? So the question that the person who was asking wanted to know the answer to was the question of, why am I being rejected from offering value to somebody else? I think that was the question. However, the question that was being asked really wasn't the right question. I consider this the wrong question. The right question should have been, when I'm offering value to this person, what am I doing that's causing them to reject it? Or what is going on inside the head of the person that is not accepting the value I'm offering to them? Now, when people are talking about offering value, it could be sharing information, trying to help someone with their life goals or business goals, or anything that could kind of just help stimulate the person's career goals or life path in some way or another. Oftentimes we want to help our friends, our family, our coworkers, our business associates, and they're not really receptive to what it is that we're trying to do. As a result, this person here is probably getting some pushback. Now, this isn't necessarily the thing where like you're offering, value to somebody and they're just always going to reject it and there's something that you're going to do. It also could be the way you're presenting the value or the value that you're offering. I mean, if I was going to walk up to any not insane human being and offer them a bag full of cash, they're usually just going to say yes and take it, unless they feel like there's some kind of ulterior motive. So the right question you should be asking is, why is this person not receptive to what I'm offering to that person? When you're engaged with a business interaction, for example, maybe you're offering something that they don't want. Maybe they feel like they're not able to give back. I mean, I have situations where I'm giving somebody a dinner and they feel like they should treat me instead, and they get offended when I try to treat them. That's a very rare situation. But when you're getting people denying value, it also almost always is a rare situation, unless you're doing something that's inappropriate or that you're coming across the wrong way. Many times people will reject value being offered to them, or a gift or something that they don't want to receive, because they feel like if they accept something, they feel obligated to offer value back. And maybe they don't want to continue the path of owing you something. Or maybe there's something in your relationship with that person that's giving them a feeling like it's not just you're trying to offer something that kind of mutually helps each other. It's like not a win-win situation. I think that is mostly the common scenario that happens when people have this problem. Let's go to another question that's similar in terms of the series. The next question is, how do you get people to invest their money with you? Do you think anyone could learn it? I view myself as a normal, lazy dude that wants to start something big, but doesn't know how or even how to earn money out of it. So this is a person who says, I want people to invest in me, and what can I do to get them to invest in me because I'm a lazy guy? Well, the biggest thing that you got to realize is when people invest money with you, it's either from one of two things. Usually they care about you. They might be a friend or a family, they just want to help you. Or they want to invest in you because they believe in what you're doing, and they believe that's going to help society or themselves if there's like a return agreement or some kind of interest that's earned. And when they invest in the latter, which is usually the situation that is being asked here, where people are asking, how do I get people to invest in you? It's usually because they believe in you, they believe in your mission, they believe in your skill set. And if you want them to believe in you, the better question is, how can I not become the lazy guy? How can I transform into somebody that is going to make impact? How can I become the person that has the mentality of a hustler, hard work ethic, has the intellectual capacity and skill set to accomplish the goals? And when you have a business proposal and you share it with somebody, most of the time, a business proposal is read by somebody who's read a lot of business proposals that suck. Most of the time, a business proposal is read by a VC or investor, they're horrible. Less than 1% of proposals are actually useful. And then out of those proposals that have legitimate numbers, legitimate game plan behind it, usually they're not created by somebody that has the capacity to make it successful. That's why I believe so much in education and transformation. Because when you can become that person and you have a very clear goal, you could probably explain that game plan very clearly, even without having it written down, so much so that that person believes that they should offer and invest in that idea. That is the key. Being able to tell that story, the intricate detail of how you're going to make this accomplished and why it needs to happen and how you can make it happen so clearly, that's just so clear to every single person you interact with that's going to happen. You become that person, people are going to want to invest in you. All right, the next question, what is the number one single most important thing I should learn about body language? Wow. So it is very common that people ask those kind of questions because you'll read in the media and the newspapers, what are the 5 most important tips to get success in XYZ? Now, these are the worst questions that you could possibly answer, and it's not a dumb question because these are questions that are asked by journalists all over the world that have studied journalism because it's catchy, it's clickbaity, it's something that captivates attention. However, it's not the right question. I mean, if you were going to ask the question, what are the most important things in body language to help you in XYZ ABC scenario, that would make sense, because if I was going to talk to you about body language when you're on a date versus in a business situation versus when you're being interrogated by a police officer, they're all very, very different answers. The things that I think are very important though for you in regards to body language are that you calibrate to what you want to have accomplished in that situation. So if you're trying to make a good first impression and you're at a business interview, dress well, mirror the other person, stay calm, cool, and relaxed, and talk about things that you think the other person's going to have rapport built with, and also shows the features or skill sets. If it's going to be a situation in body language when you're on stage performing and singing a song, maybe you're on stage in theater, it's going to be a totally different thing. You're trying to convey certain emotions and thematic themes. The situation requires you to learn a lot about body language and being able to be adaptable. I mean, if you were to get a book on body language, some of these books have 1,000 different points and over 1,000 different pages. And to just sum up one thing for body language, it needs to be niched down. When questions are asked, just to help you when you're interviewing somebody, you're trying to get to know somebody better. One of the reasons why I wanted to ask what I called the series of 5 wrong questions is because when you're engaged with people, when I interview people, I'm trying to get to know them better. And that's one of the main reasons why I created this YouTube channel. I'm doing this with people that are very successful. I want to find the right questions to get down a little bit deeper than just the general broad questions. Narrow it down to particular niches, drill down to what's more meaningful. If I was going to ask somebody a question like, why are you creating this company? I need to know, more importantly, like, what's the background behind this person? Is it because it's a person's skill set? Is it because of a person's drive? Is it because they want to help a particular missing piece of society? Is it because they just want to make money? And having to know that person's motivations first, I'd want to target that first and then go deeper about how those motivations affect that particular interaction. Doing that will allow you to become better at asking the right questions so you can go deeper. The next question is, do a video about physical appearance. All right. So if I was going to, in the same way, talk about body language, talk about physical appearance, I could make a video where we take people to fashion shows and show beautiful girls dressed up, guys dressed up in the club. Me, most of my days, I'm going to be dressing very casually. If I was going to talk about physical appearance, it's like asking, what is it for? If I'm going to outer space, my physical appearance is I'm wearing a uniform or I'm wearing an astronaut suit. If I'm in the military, it's like you have a very standard physical appearance. If I'm in a more free society, I'm trying to express myself, that's a totally different thing in terms of style. You could also be talking about, are you talking about dress? Are you talking about how to get in shape? I mean, these are all very general questions. I think that what you got to do when you're talking about physical appearance, in terms of most people, what they're trying to talk about is, how can I look my best or look better? Try to find something that accentuates the style that you want to convey to other people. I mean, most of the time, I'm very casual, but if I go to a business convention, I'm going to fit in and usually wear a suit. I think that if you're going to talk about style, I mean, I could bring in a style expert. I have friends that are fashion designers who could talk more about style, and I could do videos about that. But ask a question that's as general as do a video about physical appearance. That's like saying, do a video about world peace. It's a pretty general, broad topic. The last question is, can you make a video about picking up Asian conservative girls? I think you're the best person to do it. I think that's funny because I'm Asian, I'm married, and I'm married to a girl that is not an Asian conservative girl. So I don't know why I'm the best person in the world to do this. Maybe it's because I'm Asian, and I guess people will assume that because I'm Asian, I understand conservative people. The bigger and better question to ask is, how do you calibrate to people that are more introverted or conservative? Because I don't think it's a racial issue to be conservative. I definitely don't think it's a racial issue to be introverted. I think that maybe some people are attracted to Asian girls and maybe they just don't understand the culture. So I think the bigger and better way to understand is to have a better breadth, an understanding of other people, an understanding of the world, understanding how to calibrate to people. If you want to pace people when you feel like you're coming too passionately to somebody or too much in terms of in their face personality and they're kind of just going back into their shell, lay back, resolve your interaction a little bit, change your tonality, slow down. It's all about calibration. A lot of this has to deal with interacting and socializing with a lot of different people. I always recommend people to travel, see the world, expose themselves to new kinds of people and places all the time. Because everything we talked about here is just a matter of you developing yourself, a process of self-actualization, identity level change, becoming a better person so you can help yourself and help other people that you care about. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to my channel, write your comments below, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Cheers.